Welcome to the Stevia Show. It's the Stevia Show. Helping you expand on what you know. Throw in a meme of the week and a review of the screen. And to have a show that covers everything.
Hey, Team Stevia, and welcome to episode 89 of The Stevia Show.
A talk show podcast that covers pop culture, world news, local artistry, and everything in between.
Nice. As always, this is Steven.
And this is Lydia.
And we hope everybody is having a great day, and we hope you enjoyed our previous episode 88. But today, instead of Outline and Color, we had to reschedule with them because of scheduling conflicts. It will be next week, but we do have a equally very talented musician welcoming back for the second time as Yung Trunkz. Yung Trunkz.
Hello.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo!
So how you doing today, man? Glad to have you back.
I'm good. Thanks for having me back. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing
we're
great.
good. We're
yeah,
good.
you pretty much have a permanent seat here. So
Yes, we love it.
Yeah, so
10 out of 10.
Yeah, so don't ever worry about not being welcome here because you always are.
Thank you.
Yeah, so he actually has a new album coming out that we are going to be talking about here in a second, including a sneak peek at one of his tracks from the album that we're really excited to share with you, and it's going to be awesome.
We love that.
But for now, for the meme of the week, I went a little too hard for meme of the week this week.
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I would like to know how you did that.
The same program we used to edit the podcast video.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I did that with the meme and I cut it. And
Because it was not even really a meme. It's like a GIF meme.
Yeah, but with audio.
A moving with audio. Yeah, it's like the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen this.
I'll go ahead and show Yung Trunkz really quick. It's pretty impressive. It was a.
He's like, I don't want to toot my own horn or
like,
anything,
listen.
but he won. He posted it, and then
Everybody stopped.
And then everybody said, "Okay, well, Steven won this week," so they just stopped.
Yeah, so-
and this was at like 9:04 a.m. Like
Yeah.
this,
Oh my gosh.
this did not last. Meme OC Friday did not last very long.
Yeah, hang on. So I'm gonna play that really quick. It's got the Power
Oh, I
Rangers.
did see this.
You did?
Yeah, I
Okay,
thot that
okay.
was so. Yes,
Okay,
that
gotcha.
was so on
Okay, so
point.
he's seen it.
Oh,
then.
because you
Okay,
put it on
good.
social media too.
yeah.
Oh,
did.
yeah, true.
I just haven't
Yeah.
been on social media.
Yeah, no worries. And that will also be on the Discord, on our Instagram as well. But basically, it is the Power Rangers from Mighty Morphin getting into their Megazords, and it says me getting ready for the morning, and it's like depression, anxiety, family disappointment, coffee, and then once the Megazord's fully assembled and he shoots the laser beam out of his head, it says sending memes to friends all day. It's like destroying everything.
Destroying it.
So that's kind of where I went with that. So congratulations to myself. I kind of went
Oh
to
yes.
Congrats.
Pat your back, Steven.
I
Good
will,
job, dude.
Thank you. But I always have to go hard whenever Dalton's the current edge lord because I always have statistically have the best chances of winning after he's won. I don't know why.
I need to really work on my OC Friday game.
Well, no worries. So
Apparently.
for Lydia's media review, so we did have a prophecy from last week coming true on Lydia predicting which movie I was going to watch, and I did it because I hate myself.
Yep.
So
I also hate you for this too.
thank you. Still haven't seen Hamilton, but man, I watched Inspector Gadget.
Yep.
It was-
And what would you rank that, Steven?
man, I don't know. Flubber was terrible, but okay. So the weird robot sex scene in Flubber doesn't even draw a comparison. There is a whole ass racist scene in Inspector Gadget where this person is this spiritual guru who's trying to train Inspector Gadget, and he makes this really awful Indian, as in people from India, Indian accent, and I don't even want to repeat it because it's very uncomfortable. But anyway, the guy says focus on your goal, and then it's these two balls. So of course he says focus on the balls. So Matthew Broderick is blindfolded, so he uses his go-go gadget extender arm and squeezes his testicles.
Oh, no.
And this guy has the horrible accent, and it's bad. It was a horrible movie.
Terrible.
I think I'd give Flubber, I guess now in comparison to Inspector Gadget, maybe a 3.
Oh my gosh.
And then Inspector
No.
Gadget a 0.5.
Oh
So
my gosh.
it was terrible.
Yeah, Steven. I mean, I can give you a list of movies. I offered this up already. I could give you a list of movies, and you can watch really good movies. I've seen lots of really good movies over the past couple years.
But hey,
literally years. that I've been doing this with you.
But Inspector Gadget.
But
man,
Inspector Gadget, I guess, is just up on your list of rewatching.
Well, whenever you brought it up, I had to look it up, and then whenever I typed in Inspector on Disney Plus and I saw it, I was like, okay, that's it.
He literally sent me a picture, and I was like, no.
Yeah, and I sent the Kylo Ren gift that said, I know what I must do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Yes.
But what's weird is, unlike Flubber, it didn't take me 3 days to watch it. I watched it in the whole setting.
You sat and watched the whole thing.
Yeah, but Matthew Broderick's acting in that was so terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, don't go watch it. It's a total waste of your time. But if you want to, let me know. So, yeah.
No, absolutely not.
No worries.
I did watch Last Chance U, though. I don't know if you guys watched this. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, there's an episode filmed in Coffeyville, actually, where they do the community colleges, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think season 3 set in Coffeyville, which is just 1 hour from here.
Yeah, I think you're right. So whatever this season is it's Laney College over in Oakland, California.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty good so far.
Nice.
Some of these guys are just, I know you guys are both boys, but listen.
Thank you.
Boys
that is an astute observation.
between the ages of 0 and 23 are not worth a damn half the time. So when I'm watching Last Chance U, these little kids are like so annoying. Oh, I didn't get enough playing time. Oh, and I'm like, dude, you're playing a community college right now. Like, at least try to be a little less whiny and at least just work a little harder. Like, stop being so Gen Z and just like, work hard, please.
And be more millennial and just like accept the fact that everything sucks and just go with it.
Yeah. Why can't we just do that?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, and that I really wish that it would like kind of go more on like the whole like college sports culture that we have. Like, I feel like people should go to college to, of course, get a college education, not because like of a sports team. And I'm not saying get rid of college sports, but there just shouldn't be as big of an emphasis on it, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
So that's an extremely unpopular opinion here in Oklahoma. So before I get killed, I'm just going to stop. And,
yeah. Let's just move on.
Yeah, let's go ahead and move on and talk about Yung Trunkz and his new album that we're super stoked to hear about. So Lydia, let's go ahead and get started with the interview.
Well, welcome back again, Yung Trunkz. We're super excited to have you. For our new fans, since the last time we talked, can you bring them up to speed with who you are and what style rap you do?
I'm Yung Trunkz. I consider myself a pop rapper because it's like I rap, but it's heavily pop influenced. So yeah, you kind of get an eclectic mix, but I mean, I kind of do whatever I want generally. So it's like you never know what to expect.
Nice.
It's true. It's true. I would say most of your music is kind of different in its own way, for sure.
Yeah, and I was actually talking with him earlier today about how this most recent album like really sounds different than his previous ones. But then like since we've had him on with the Hills and stuff like that, it's like like you said, every release has just sounded like it's just it one up.
It's
the
like
previous
new,
one,
yeah. It's
but
great.
But the previous one was already great,
right.
So it's just like you just keep on like
improvement. It's awesome.
Boosted me, thank you.
Yeah, hey, anytime, man. So again, for our new fans who may not have listened the first time, who or what would you consider your main influences to be, and have those changed since last time?
I would say they haven't really changed. I'm always influenced by like Tyler the Creator, A$AP Rocky, Lil Uzi Vert. A big one that I'm on right now is Larry June though, and I have been for some time. But I just like really watch what that dude does because he's like super independent and like he's from Oakland and has really come up, and just like watching his growth over just like the last like 2 or 3 years that I've been watching him has been like amazing, and also just like really inspiring for an artist like myself and a lot of us here in Tulsa that's like, we can get there from where we live. We just got to keep grinding and keep going.
Oh yeah. It's all about the grind.
Yeah.
And you're like king of the grind. I mean, you've been doing that. You've been doing this for a while. You've been grinding. It's been awesome.
And you have your own clothing line, which I'm sure we'll get into, here in a second. So thank you for that.
So can you explain to us what your creative process looks like? Has that improved any since the last time we got to talk to you one-on-one? Have you done anything new and exciting that you want to talk about that you've changed?
Yeah, I think like it's kind of the same. Like I usually kind of just sit down and just go for it. But something else that I've done recently is like I love my car and I like to go on drives, so it's like that's usually now when I'll do a lot of my like hook writing and generally because it's like I'll just put on beats while I'm just driving and cruising and it'll just like take me to a different place, you know what I mean? Like no matter where I'm at. And then also like I've been trying to work with more people in the studio, like me and them, because like where before it's like I'm kind of just a homebody in general, so it's
Right.
like I just am at home recording all the time. Where it's like, you know, people like want to go out and get together and do all this, where it's like I'm not really about that, but
Right.
I'm just like cool and comfortable and having fun. So it's like, but I've had people come over and recording, and that's like those sessions are different. Being with somebody else, like where you're like bouncing ideas off each other and like just I'm trying to move that way and have that energy too, and see what kind of blossoms from that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So that kind of wraps up to bringing everybody up to speed. So that is who Yung Trunkz is, and we would encourage you to listen to our first interview with him. But now we're going to be talking about his new album, which again we are going to be getting a sneak preview of. So now that you have more shows under your belt, of course, in the before times, before COVID happened.
The before
COVID
time.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So how has that helped you grow as a musician, especially playing with more? Because the last show I went to before this happened was you when the clock strikes, Outline. It was just like a whole array of different genres. So how has that helped you out in your artistic journey?
Let me just say that show was the best show.
It was amazing.
That show was the greatest show I've done so far.
Yeah.
Even with like, cause I don't know, it's like I like doing shows with bands, honestly, cause I'm reaching a lot of people, cause it's like I feel like I'm already grabbed the rap people generally. You know what I mean? Like if you like hip hop, like you're gonna like I'm gonna gravitate to you in some way, but it's like I'm reaching a lot of people that may not hear me otherwise, because it's like they just they kind of listen to this, but it's like, man, when you see something, I feel like that's makes a difference. It's like hearing something you can be like, all right, but when you see somebody live, it can really change your perspective on what that person does. Which I like people say after shows a lot when I do those, and they're just like, I don't know, there's just like a wide range of people there, so it's like everybody there is just like down to have fun and is like really into it.
Right.
Yeah, which I think is super cool, because like at that show, it was just like, I mean, the Noise Estate was on there too. It was like such a good bill, but the fact that people weren't filtering out between bands, like the people who, because I think you were after the Noise Estate, like the people who came to see them stayed for you. The people who came for you stayed for When the Clock Strikes. It was just really, really cool how everybody just kind of meshed during that show. So that's cool that it's got you more exposure across more genres here.
Yeah, and like I think as far as like the shows, it's like it's crazy going from like when I first start out. You don't really know what to expect. A lot of people don't know your music, you know what I mean? And you kind of like get into it, and it was always really fun though. To me, it's like the shows are the most, like, I love making music in the room, like it's great in the studio and stuff, but like going and doing the shows, because like I'm a people person, although I'm a homebody, I'm like really sociable though, too.
For sure.
Yeah.
So it's like when I get out, I get to like actually meet these people and like, they get to know me.
Yeah.
Like for me.
When you're making so many connections too.
Yeah.
And I think that's big in that in that world is no matter if they're not other rappers or other hip hop artists, it's good to just have those connections, because you never know what you could do with each other, for sure.
And I do have sorry, Lydia, I do have a follow up on that. Yeah. So you did mention that you're a homebody, but you're also a people person. So how do you like shed all of that, being a homebody whenever you're performing, because you are super energetic at your show. So what do you do to like get in the mindset to get, because I know I couldn't do that. So what pumps you up to do that?
Really, I just know, like, I see it as myself as a fan. Like, if I go to a show, like, what do I want?
That's a good point.
Okay. What do I want to see out of an artist that I love? Because I've gone to so many shows and had like all these like kind of expectations, for people, and then like they've let me down, and like the show has kind of been trash, because I'm just like, man, they're really like
they're not as cool as I thought that I wanted them to be.
And then it's like I want my music to match what you see in person. So it's like a lot of my music is like energetic and happy and like positive, and that's like I feel like that's what I try to bring into a show as well, where it's like you leave feeling that, or like that's what you feel during my set is like energetic, happy, you're having a good time, like it's just us right then, and like let's just go all out.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, because you do like the whole 9 yards, like you like of course like through the mic to the people and stuff like that. It was a whole lot of fun. So I was just wondering like how you shed that, because I know for sure I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd probably be like, hello, my name's Steven, here we go. So yeah.
So you just released your new album, The Madness, and amid this pandemic, what has been some of the obstacles that came with that, and how did you overcome them?
So I think like the biggest thing is the not being able to get out and go do shows,
Right.
and like, you know, really promote something like that. Because it's like before, it's like I would do shows and be like, hey, this is coming out, you know what I mean, and kind of give people
Oh, for
something
sure.
to expect, and like tease music and be like, you know, or just kind of do things like that. Where it's like now I don't really have that option. It's like I do it, it's online and it's okay, but it's different when you're like actually in person with people.
Right.
And
Yeah,
like,
because I guess when you're at a show and you can be like, guys, guess what? I mean, you have 100+ people out there
Right.
that you just automatically reach. Where if right now you probably have to promote a lot via social medias, and so
Yeah.
you're like, well, did they look at it? You know, did they just keep scrolling? Are they paying attention? Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it's like, and that's like in social media, like
That's rough.
we have to have it, and like I love it for the tool that it is, but I'm just like not that good at it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's just not my main focus.
Right.
Sure.
So it's like a lot of times it falls by the wayside, which is like where I think I've really tried to grow during this, because it's like I haven't really had a choice. Like you have to kind of adapt or die, really.
True.
So it's like if you want to make this work. So I think also in the pandemic, it's really kind of made me see what my weaknesses are as an artist,
Okay.
and like kind of develop strengths through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And make those weaknesses stronger, and my strengths just continue to grow.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a really good
Love
point.
that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it, like us in the creative scene, like we've all had to adapt, you know,
Yeah.
because it's of course like we don't want to do anything that's going to endanger us or the community. So I feel like everybody's just been going through it. So it's cool hearing how people are overcoming that adversity, especially whenever you know, you're trying to reach new people, but without, you know, paying for advertisement. It's hard. It's super hard. Yeah. So how is The Madness different from other releases that you have?
Man, I think that the madness, I think more than anything is like we talked about before, is like growth. I think, you know, like when you first start out as an artist, there's a lot of like, you're just inspired by a lot of people, so you make a lot of music that sounds similar to theirs, which isn't wrong, you know what I mean? Like you're just starting out and developing that sound, and like, you know, and through that you do. And I think that this album really showcases like me. It's like a lot more of like actual personal experiences, and a lot more of like just my life, or like feelings I had at specific times. Like I really try to make those songs, I try to take you to a place that like where I was at when I wrote, you know what I mean? And kind
Yeah.
of things like that. So I think those really show through. And I also just spent a lot more time on it. Like, whereas before it's like, cause before The Madness was like just songs that I kind of had on the side.
Sure.
It was like, you know what I mean? And then I was like, oh, I could make that an EP. Where this was like, I was like really focused on this and like just building it perfectly in my head. You know what I mean? So I think that's just like, just all growth really, and just developing what and how I want it to come out, basically.
When you were building The Madness, do you put songs in a certain order? This isn't a question on the list. I just had a question. It just popped in my
by
head.
all means, yeah.
Do you go through and you're like, well, I think that this song would be better placed at number 2 than number 8, and then number 8 should be this song? Is that how it works?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
do you have
Like,
like a flow?
I'm so like, that's like one of my favorite things, because it's like you want the album, like, I mean, me, like I'm very picky with that kind of stuff. And it's like I want it to kind of all go cohesively, like, you know what I
Sure.
mean? Like I don't know, some people may like think differently, but for me it's like when I listen to an album, I love when it's just like a roller coaster, and you just
Yeah.
ride that, you know what I mean?
Oh,
You go
yeah.
up and you down, and that's what I really tried to showcase with this too, because it's like we got 11 songs on it, so it's like a full album and
Yeah.
everything, and I just really tried to make it like the first half is different than the last half.
Ooh.
But I made it to where it like really cohesively just transitioned really well. And so that's like right there is growth, because it's like I wouldn't have be able to do that like even a year ago.
Nice.
Right,
you
that's
know.
awesome.
Yeah, and
Good for you.
kind of to follow up on that, I know we're talking about this further on down the list, but The Madness is, I believe, in the middle of the trilogy, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, right. So how, because I know like a lot of times in like classic rock, you had like bands like Rush that had albums like 2112, and the whole thing was like a concept album. So how unusual is it in hip hop to have not just one but 3 albums with intertwining themes? So like, what was that like for you that you already knew you wanted to create that?
Well, that was honestly like by accident, because I originally like I had just planned on making an album, and it was originally called Crash Site, but I didn't buy the beat for the song in time, and somebody else had bought it. And so I was kind of like screwed in that sense, and I was like, man, what am I going to call this? And then, like I said, I kind of had all of these excess of songs, and I was like, well, I want to do something with those. So I was like, well, I could do a trilogy and make that like Before the Madness, which is what, the EP before this was, and then make Madness the album, and then After. And in my head, it was kind of like, like a big concept of like before I see myself as successful, like during the success, and then after the success,
nice.
After like the success comes, whatever that means to you, but like what this means to me.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
That's awesome. I like it how it just worked out for you like that.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. It works out. I just kind of go with the flow with a lot of things. So it's like, I don't know. It's just more fun that way.
Oh, yeah.
I bet.
Probably easier, too, because you're like, well, this worked.
Yeah. Like that problem kind of solved itself.
Yeah, I didn't have to stress over this because it just happened.
Yeah.
I know. R.I.P. Crash Site, though. I loved that song. But it's all good.
Like, so is that like a bootleg that you might have sometime in the future? Or
Actually, it's like, it kind of is the first song on Madness, because I kind of just found another beat similar, and then just changed things to Madness. But the verses are actually the same. There's I just added one extra in, so you still get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still get it.
Cool.
But it's just Madness. It's not Crash Site.
Gotcha. Cool.
So Folix is one of Tulsa's best photographers. What's it like collaborating with your girlfriend on creative projects? Do you all inspire each other to be better creators? How do your different mediums complement each other? It's a lot of questions in one question. So
Right.
I don't know where you want to start.
No,
but
you're good. I think like being able to collaborate with her consistently is great, because it's like, first of all, we're in a relationship, so we're already a team. You know what I mean? And we've been in a relationship for like 4 years now, so it's like we're pretty developed as that team. You know what I mean? So it's like some of my strengths are her weaknesses, and vice versa. So it's like we can always lean on each other in that way. And then just like bounce ideas off, and like we're also just like brutally honest with each other. So it's like if something's like
helps.
doesn't sound, you know what I mean? Like she's always honest with me about something if I have an idea for a video, because I'm not a videographer. You know what I mean? But I have ideas, and like she can make those come to life if they can work, and if not, we kind of compromise and like go with still something that's like super rad and ends up being cooler anyway. So it's like in that way, it's so great. And just having her on the ready at all the time, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like those people have to like pay a lot of money to have a videographer and photographer all the time, which it's like, one day I would love to be big enough to where I could always compensate her, you know what I mean?
Right.
In that form.
Right.
With anything other than just love.
Right.
But
hey, that's a lot though, especially in today's day and
right?
age. That's
I mean,
a lot.
yes.
Yeah, love means a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And she's super grateful. Like not to make it
Of
seem
course,
like,
right.
you know what I
No,
mean?
she's probably
super grateful.
very grateful and super excited to take all your pictures and do your videos, because that's also, I mean, you have a big following too, so her stuff is being promoted either way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but it's cool. I think it's great that you guys get to work and grow together like that, as creators, but also as a couple. It's kind of fun.
It is fun, and especially like whenever, because whenever we had Alexis on last time, she just recently got a picture featured in the Doc Martens website.
Yeah,
So
that
it's
was
just
huge.
cool how you
Yeah,
each have
that's
your
so
own,
cool.
Yeah, how you each have your own notoriety, and then it's like if somebody looks up her or looks up you, and it's like, oh hey, check out the other one who is equally incredible but at different things. So I mean, I just like that's just such a cool that's just a really cool paradigm, I think.
Yeah.
It's just super neat.
Being two creatives at home, like I don't know that I would be where I was at if I didn't have her there. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, because it's like she inspires me to go and reach, like at times when I'm down, you know what I mean? Like when you're like, man, I don't know if I can do this, like,
Right.
People are going to care, but it's like, at the end of the day, like she's always there and always like helps push me up, and vice versa. Like, and I think that's what's cool. And that's what's part of, being in a relationship. You want each other, like you want to push each other, and help with each other's dreams and make those dreams come true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But it's
that's what we're
especially
doing.
cool whenever it's like, intertwined. Like that's just
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. You almost make like almost like a documentary about y'all's life. That's pretty cool.
Right? Let's do it.
Yeah.
She could be the videographer of her own documentary.
Own
That'd be
documentary.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's rad. Yes. So speaking of partnerships, you've actually really shown me how awesome this next artist is. But so you've been working a lot with Dial Tone recently. So has that partnership changed you as an artist at all?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think so. He gave me like my first real show at Sound Pony. That was probably like 2 years ago now. And just off chance, like I just like had put it out on Twitter one day, and I had never met him, never talked to him, and he was like, "Hey, I got a show coming up. You want to come do it?" I was like, "Yes." So, and then since then, like we've kind of just been riding, and like, he's an artist here that's like he's been in the game for like 10 plus years at this point, right? So, you know, he's really paid his dues, and I think now he's looking to help younger artists that he sees, you know, as young visionaries and people that like are like think like him. Because I think that's how me and him really work. It's like, although we're like totally different, come from different backgrounds, we like our vision is the same ultimately. Like we just like we work the same. Like it's so easy when we get in the studio and we just like boom pop out 3 songs in 3 hours and it's nothing, you know what I mean? And it's just like,
I bet that's a great feeling.
Oh, it is
being able to
just
click
like,
with somebody like that.
Yes, and that's like what I've really been trying to do, and especially with him, because it's like, you know, he doesn't ever try to like make me change or do something different. Like he just lets me be me, and like vice versa with him. It's like I don't want anybody to change anything. Like let's just do it, and let's be who we are.
Like find a way to make it great, together.
And it's like some of my favorite music I've made with him, and you know, and he helps me grow. And because he likes a lot of obscure artists that I like that I wouldn't think he would know,
right?
You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, that I can't believe that you know who that is. And so it's like, you know, I think he thinks like me. Like he's like, we're like future thinkers. Like,
right?
We're just like, you know, we think further ahead.
Yeah. You're always thinking on the next step. Like, what are we doing next? Where are we going? What's happening? Kind of thing.
Yeah, and try to make it.
Also, let's
real.
talk about how cool just like social media is. Like I hate social media right now currently, but
I think we all do an extent.
But like just that's so cool that you just were like on social media, like kind of reached out to him probably as like, I don't want to say a joke, but you're like, this will probably never happen, but I'm going to do it anyways just to see what's going to happen. And then like look at where you're at. Like you go in the studio with him now, like and do things like and that's so cool.
Might not have ever had shows without you know, him giving me that chance for that show. So
it's like, crazy to think like that too.
Yeah, because it's like I totally could have not done that. You know what I mean? And not asked, and nobody asked me. You know what I mean? And it just could not have happened. So yeah, life's crazy how things work out.
It for sure is. Yeah. Okay. So I think Lydia, you have the next two because I forgot to. Mark the other one. Go
I was just gonna do it. Yeah. So Yung Trunkz, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
So I don't know if you knew this, but we boldly stated a few episodes ago that you would beat Kanye West in a rap battle. Would you accept that challenge?
As of Kanye's mental state currently, yes. 100%.
Yeah, because we were talking about...
We did say that. I forgot that I said that because we were like, oh yeah, Yung Trunkz.
Love it.
Yeah, well, because we were talking about how Kanye West basically conned people into paying to go to church, and how like what's next is he's going to like charge people $5 to vote for him, even though, you know, registering to vote's for free. And then we're just like, at this point, you know, the presidential debates are just going to be rap battles. So it's like, then we'll just nominate Yung Trunkz to go
what it was.
Rap battle against Kanye West, because you wouldn't charge people to go to church or to vote or stuff like that.
You can come to Trunkz Church anytime.
Trunkz Church.
I love it. So if it was Trunkz Church, would I guess the stained glass be the alien head that you use for everything?
Oh, 100%.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Come on.
Okay,
he couldn't open a church without that.
No.
He would for sure need that.
Well, I mean,
my true nature.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's your true nature. We're all trying to ascend, I guess.
Yes.
So, I mean, sign me up for that. I mean, honestly, I'd be totally on board.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. But I mean, the whole Kanye West thing, I mean, of course, his mental state, I mean, we shouldn't, of course, we're not joking about it, but the fact that he could very easily totally skew the way November is going to go based off of him being Kanye is just so weird to us. And it's just like, this year doesn't need any more weird turns. So we're just going to have you on our behalf go debate Kanye West and just end that.
Just end it
while we still can.
I'd happily take that L too, just because it's like I loved Kanye like when I was younger.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
10 years ago, Kanye was great.
Well, the weird thing
recent
is
Kanye, I'm like, bro, you need to sit down.
Well, Kanye West went from George Bush doesn't care about black people, which was an amazing statement, to now that Planned Parenthood is a ploy by the Democrats to help kill black people.
Yeah.
Like he
literally
we
he
talked
said
about
that.
And it's just like, how do you go from
I'm like,
this
wait,
to
how
that?
did you get there?
Right. It's just
What happened in the middle? What happened here?
Yeah,
Because
where
I don't
do we
know what
skip this
happened.
step?
Yeah, we skipped a few chapters here,
Yeah.
Kanye.
yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, I don't know if you'd take that L. I think you'd have a fighting chance.
I feel like you
mean,
would have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. No worries.
So The Madness is the second album in a trilogy. Oh, we already talked about
A
this.
little bit, but not. We don't know how they all interconnect.
How
like the
do they
themes,
all
yeah.
interconnect? Well, he kind of talked about it, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I mean, kind of. But basically, like, they all three sound very different.
Yeah.
Like, and like I said, in the first one, it's more pop influence. Like Before the Madness was like heavily pop, kind of like it was mostly all happy, energetic songs. And it's like the Madness, you kind of get both, and you kind of get a New Trunkz that people like don't know yet. You know what I mean?
Ooh, a New Trunks.
Kind of
Trunks.
like a
Or
new form. Yeah,
like
future
DBZ,
trunk.
yeah.
Exactly. You kind of get a new one in there, and then it's kind of like, so this album to me was kind of inspired by A$AP Rocky's Testing, which was like his most hated album, but like I absolutely loved it. It was my favorite album of his because it was so different and weird, and it's like I like him because he kind of pushes the boundaries, because I feel like people put him in a box. From his first mixtape, people are like, he's got to make this hard Harlem sound, where it's like, no, man, he's going to develop. He's an artist. He's going to go out and try new things. And like, that's what I love about him. And that's how he inspires me. So the album kind of is really inspired by that. And like me going out and trying something new, like, cause it's like, the first half of the album, I don't use like auto-tune hardly at all.
Nice.
Where it's like most of the time I do.
Sure.
And that's just cause I love it. And I love the sound.
fun.
I love tweaking my voice and making it different. And then like, so after the Madness, it's gonna be like heavily EDM inspired, because like
Really?
that's
Okay.
like all I listened to in high school was like Wiz, Gucci Mane, and then like just all EDM.
So,
And
like Skrillex, Dead Mouse,
Yeah,
like all of them.
all
okay.
those.
Gotcha.
Oh, I do like some Skrillex.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Okay, true.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can't
you're right.
tell me you don't.
You're right.
I haven't listened to Skrillex since like 2012, but like now that I said,
Right.
I'm like, I'll probably listen to him later tonight.
Yeah.
Just for a throwback.
I'll
just all
probably
the-
listen
dude,
to it on the way home just for fun.
Just all the
Just come
wub-wubs
on.
and everything.
I
Yeah.
just want to feel a little, old school nostalgia.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool how you're incorporating that with hip hop, because I mean, I am a sucker for, people like mashing up genres. Like that's one of my favorite things about Cliff Diver is how they
Yeah.
have saxophone in an emo band, but then like you're going to be doing like EDM
Yeah.
with hip hop. Like it's just so, and then even like Goodfellow will do like boy band harmonies with pop punk. Like it is just so cool that, the creativity of this, and we're just, talking on a microphone
Right.
and sending it out to the people. So like, how do you figure out like what sounds good together, like with EDM and stuff like that?
Man, I honestly just try. Like I just will try things. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'll make a bunch of songs that are ass.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's fine. You know what I mean? Like there's like, that's what I think I love about being creative, especially with music, because I don't have to put it out if I don't want to. You know
That's
what I mean?
true.
Ultimately.
That's true.
There's no gun to your head,
yeah,
right? You
nobody's
will release the
forcing
song.
me. Yeah. So it's like I can just try whatever I want, and especially like recording at home, it's like I have so much more freedom to just like go and try something, and like because I have a bunch of different sounds that people will, I think, be surprised that like I try and go
yeah.
and do. So like I said, I mean, I go out and just try it.
Does it ever get frustrating though? Do you ever get I'm 10 songs in and now I've done this for 24 hours and
there's definitely been times that I've been pissed and walked away from the mic just because it's
sick
like
of it. Throws
like,
mic.
Yeah, like I'll have like this like melody in my head or this hook, and I'm like, it just doesn't sound right. Like it
Right.
it doesn't sound like it sounds in my head, and I'm just like, oh fuck it, I'm done.
Yeah.
But I usually take a break and then I come back and it works.
Oh,
So it's like,
well, so you just have to walk away for a
yeah,
little bit
I mean,
kind
sometimes
of thing.
yeah, you just gotta like give yourself a break.
Yeah. So sometimes I'll do that with editing the podcast. Like I just get so tired of hearing my voice. I'm just
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm gonna go like to sit outside.
Yeah, I'm
for
thankful
5
I don't
minutes.
I don't do
Yeah.
that because I don't listen to plot twist. I don't listen to these after we record them because I don't like to listen to what I sound like.
Hey, well, I think you sound good, but I'm also the one editing
that
it.
not
So I'm
hilarious?
kind of biased. I think you sound
Right.
good.
I'll listen to them sometimes if I just
Well-
but no, I mostly don't.
Well, kind of to throw back to earlier, I think.
Do you listen to your own songs?
Oh yeah, all the time.
I just have that question.
Oh, I always listen to
when,
us, yeah.
When you're in the car, do you listen to your own songs?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For
Push-
real?
oh,
You
yeah.
sing your own songs?
Yeah, yeah, because
I
it's
never
like
even thought about that. Hold on.
yeah, oh yeah. I mean, like, because ultimately that I'm making them for me. Like,
Oh,
like
okay,
that's-
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there, I just put them out, but
Yeah.
like,
We literally just said there's no gun to your head.
yeah,
forcing-
exactly, exactly. I just
It's literally you.
yeah, just making the music I want to hear,
Yeah.
and so. Yeah, but I mean, it's
Never
like
thought of it
I'm
like
not just like so great. Like that's all I'm listening to. But like,
Well, yeah,
You know what I
clearly.
mean?
I mean, you listen to probably a lot of other stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
I never asked that question before to any of the people that have been on
Well,
this.
but that's a fair way to put it because like with us not being musicians, I've literally also never thought about it that way. It's like making music for yourself, you know.
Yeah.
And like that's like with this, like this is just an extension of what Lydia and I did like
Yeah.
as a job 3 years ago, and like we made this for us. But so I guess for this it makes sense, but for music I guess it just didn't like
It didn't
cross.
click
Yeah,
to
it
me
didn't
until
click,
right
but-
now.
Well.
So Young
Maybe I
Trunkz
could be
listens
that.
to Young Trunkz in the car.
Yes.
but it makes
He raps with
sense.
himself.
He is making music for him.
That's
which
pretty
makes
cool.
Well, yeah, but it makes it authentic, and then if people want to listen, they do. Yeah, that just blew my mind. Thank you, man. That was yeah.
That's hilarious.
Glad I could bridge that for you
yeah, I'm
guys.
glad you made that for us.
Yeah. So overall, and we asked this of all of our musicians we have on. I'm also going to follow up with something about the song we're going to stream. But overall, why should people listen to Yung Trunkz?
Man, I mean, I even read that question. And I was like, man, that shit's hard.
Yeah.
But we asked you this question, I think, before too.
I know,
And I think you
but-
had the same reaction, like,
Because it's like,
because I'm great. Hello.
I mean, yeah, the music's awesome.
It's good to listen to in
Yeah,
the
if
car.
you want to if you just want to have like positive, fun music, like that's the music that I like. It's because it's like music is like, to me it was like not, I would say like an escape, but kind of, because it's like if you were having a bad day or a bad time, like I always just go to music generally. It's like my comfort, it's my place, my home. So it's like if I can make that for other people too, you know what I mean, where it's like a lot of people I feel like are that way. Well, they're like, you're just having a bad time, because it's like some music
Yeah.
I can't listen to again because of a certain time I was going through.
That's a very good point. Okay.
And it's like, so that's kind of how I think of music for other people. It's like I'm growing with you. We are like I'm like helping you through a time maybe, or just like giving you a positive energy and spirit in a time that may not be, or you want to like exude that and make like happy times better.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it.
Absolutely. And then also, so we are going to be hearing your upcoming song, Black Kidz, which is a sneak peek. So this album does come out. For us, it'll be Tuesday.
Yeah.
But for this episode, it comes out tomorrow. So be sure to listen to it on all of the streaming platforms. So out of all the songs you chose to be, I guess, a sneak peek, why Black Kidz?
Because that one was like the very last one I made. And I didn't even intend on it being on there. Like I was just wanting to make something. Like I just sat down and made something. But then I also just like really fell in love with it, and it just happened to fit the album just like perfectly.
We love it when that happens.
Yeah, it was just like I said, it's just like sometimes, pieces just like fall into place. And that was one that really just like fell at the perfect time. And it's like, it's probably my top 3 on there because I don't know, it's fun, it's different.
Yeah. Super catchy, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Cool. Yeah, I'm happy about that. That's always a positive feedback.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
catchy. That's
Yeah.
good. But yeah, I don't know. I really loved that one, and I thought that one really showcased where the album's at.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it like really takes you to like what you could kind of expect through the album.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, thanks for that.
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you.
So before we head to Stevia Sound Off, which by the way, this is the first time we're going to be doing
Yeah,
that. So
Young
we're
Trunkz is a first for everything,
Yeah,
so-
we're excited you're here today.
Happy to be here.
So yeah, so we're doing the new backdrop, a new section. So yeah, so Yung Trunkz asked to be on the show. We're like, okay, cool. And then also here's everything new. So,
Yeah.
So
You're going to be our guinea pig. It's going to be great.
I love that.
So go ahead and tell us what your social media profiles are. Do you have any virtual shows coming up? Where can we find merch? I don't know if you're allowed to have face-to-face shows yet.
Right. Yeah. No,
Give us the deets.
yeah.
So I'm not doing any shows as far as face to face. I might do like an album release streaming. I don't know. Like I said, it's just hard for me to do that because it seems so not personal.
Yeah, it's
and
weird.
not like, you know what I mean. So it's like it's super hard for me to do that. But I might, just because like I do kind of want to celebrate because I worked hard on this
Yeah.
album. But My social medias are all at Yung Trunkz _ on social on
Okay.
Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all that mess. And then I also have a clothing brand called Hysteria. It's Hysteria _ studios on Instagram. And that's where you can buy all my stuff. But it's closed right now because I'm working on a bunch of new stuff. So very soon, like probably this week, I'll be able to release some stuff and then hopefully get the ball rolling on that one again.
Nice. And you actually have the sticker perfectly facing outward.
Yeah.
That has the
Good
Hysteria.
job.
Product placement.
Yeah. So I'm wearing the Yung Trunkz shirt. You're wearing the Hysteria
I'm wearing
shirt.
Hysteria.
So we're doing all sorts of product
We got to
placement
get
here.
you something.
I know.
No worries.
I'm waiting on that new merch.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. Holla.
That's awesome.
Wedding gifts.
Yes, that's it. We just added
Not on the registry.
Yeah.
One new Yung Trunkz shirt.
New
Hell yeah.
Yung Trunkz shirt, please. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. So here we go, Team Stevia. We are going to hear the song Black Kidz from Yung Trunkz and his new album, The Madness, which releases tomorrow on all platforms. So let's give it a listen.
Hello, you are now listening to Madness, the album. This song's called Black Kidz. I hope you like it. Don't give a fuck if you don't. Yung Trunkz is living comfortably. These niggas say what's up to me. These bitches try and fuck with me. The cops is out here hunting me. Big whip, this ain't no Odyssey. Big racks I make, not probably. Please stop with all that snobbery. See, Trunkz gon' be the hottest thing. There's way too much police around. They start to ask what happened. Bye. You looking for a leader? I'm right here, yeah, I'm the captain. Hello? These boys only the captains of the teams they use on Madden. I seen way too much capping. That's why Yung Trunkz started rapping. I did. Like Martin Luther King, I done been had me a dream. I roll around the ring, stay in line skates, they call me Brink. I don't pour up no drinks, cause that shit keeps me in the sink. Make music like NSYNC, might fuck around, send you that link. I am just a young black kid making cool shit. I am just a young black kid making cool shit. I am just a young black kid making cool shit. I am just a young black kid making cool shit. Too black for the white kids and was too white for the black. Now everyone gon' hit my line, I swear this shit is tapped. You hear me? Where we headed next, I'll throw some darts, yeah, at a map. Watching Malcolm in the middle, or that show with Bernie Mac. Took 23 and me, looks like I'm muscly from the Congo. Naturally gifted with the music, not a bass, yeah, bongos. Need a mansion here in Tulsa, LA, keep a condo. $30 for the pasta, I might have to hit up Mondo. I am just a young black kid making cool shit. I am just a young black kid making cool shit. I am just a young black kid making cool shit. I am just a young black kid making cool shit.
And there we had it, Team Stevia. That was a sneak peek of Yung Trunk's song, Black Kidz. I think it sounds super good. I'm
Super great.
super pumped to hear what the rest of the album sounds like. So thank you for giving us that sneak peek. We really appreciate it. And we're just excited to be sharing your content, and especially on our streams. Like whenever we do like the local music showcase, we'll have to have your have to have
The
more
new
of your
stuff on there. We're
New stuff on
excited.
there.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And thanks again for coming back. You're always welcome here. But for now, we're going to be doing Stevia Sound Off. So Lydia, let's talk about what that is really quick.
Yeah, so Stevia Sound Off is a section where Team Stevia sends us questions and takes, good or bad, we don't care, as long as they're appropriate. Everyone on the show will answer them. We post a weekly thread on our Instagram story and our Twitter, and we have a dedicated channel on our Discord for this section. So let's see what we have this week.
Yes. So JTag, one of our producers in our Discord, he asks, is a hot dog a sandwich?
Who do you want to start with?
Whoever wants to go first, because I mean I have pretty strong opinions about this, but I feel like we all agree. I want to believe we all agree.
So I do want to say that with this question, I have never ever second guessed myself about something until somebody asked me this like 3 years ago, and I was like, wait. I do believe it is a sandwich.
I think it's for sure.
Because you put something between two pieces of bread, even though the bottoms are connected, I still feel like it's a sandwich-esque.
Well, see, but by that logic, then, if the hang-up is the connection, then a Subway sandwich, a Jersey Mike's sandwich, and a Jimmy John's sandwich is also not a sandwich because their bread connects. That's my hang-up with that reasoning.
Jersey Mike's... I think that my sandwiches at Jersey Mike's, they unconnect.
Right, but you can unconnect the hot dog bun.
Yeah, you really could.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah. But we all said yes. Okay, so that was
Yes.
that
Well,
was
I don't know. Did
Oh yeah, no, it's a sandwich.
yeah? He's like, yeah, 100%. Okay.
Just like a hamburger as a sandwich.
Great.
Like, yeah. Okay, cool. So we're all on the same page there.
So is this Meister?
Maester, like Grand Maester.
Maester
Yeah.
Robinson. I believe that's Cody.
That is Cody.
Cody
Yes.
Robinson. He asked,
Our executive producer, by the way.
yes, executive producer. First of all, how dare you?
Yes, that's a reference. That's a reference from The Office. Whenever Ryan
First
comes
of all,
back,
how dare you?
And Kelly's like, "Yeah, I have a question. How dare you?" And then because I think Matt replied with that GIF. Yeah. So how dare us? Well, we just want to highlight our local community and
We're just
all
here.
of the amazing people that we have in it. So that's how dare me. I guess.
How dare me? I guess I'm just here.
Yeah.
How dare I do that?
How dare we
you.
exist?
And Yung Trunkz, how dare you
Yeah,
create a new album and be great?
Never again.
How dare you?
I love that. That was just so funny.
This next question, I'm going to do this one, then you can do the next one. How about that?
Okay.
Because this is hilarious.
Yes.
So J Tag, also Joseph Taggart, who is another producer of ours,
Yes.
he asks, "What are your zombie plans?"
Let's go with Yung Trunkz first. Or no, you looked really excited. You can
Yeah.
go.
No,
Go for it.
Okay.
Yung Trunkz can go.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know that my whole family has a zombie plan, so it's gonna be a minute. So go ahead and go first, and I'll
go-
end on it.
I'll go last because mine's anticlimactic.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean, I think kind of me too, because it's like, I mean, what can I do? I mean, I'm gonna go get food. I'm gonna get weapons, and I've watched a lot of Walking Dead, so I feel
Yes.
pretty prepared. But when it comes down to it, will I be able to just like stab a zombie in the head? You know what I mean?
Before
and just
they
like,
get you?
yeah, I just don't know. And if something gets bitten, I got to take an arm or a leg off. Like that just seems miserable.
That's some like Civil War stuff.
Yeah.
Like here,
Yeah.
have a shot of whiskey while I hack your arm.
Good
out,
luck.
You know?
It
Yeah.
just, I think The Walking Dead really made it seem like I don't know if I want to be there for that.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Lydia, if you have a whole plan, I
Yeah,
can't,
you go first because
Okay.
I have a plan.
because every time I get this question, everybody's
Which
like,
is hilarious because I didn't even know this question was on here. So I would like to let you. I just need to reiterate that this plan has been a plan for a while. This is not my. I just made this plan up because of this question.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
continue.
No worries. So whenever people ask me this question, they're like, "How long do you think you survive?" I'm like, honestly, I'd give myself a week tops. Like I have no skills. Like
week.
I'm a pretty good shot with a gun, but then beyond that, I can't. Like my stamina for running is not very good. I am working on getting that back up. I don't know the first thing about like starting a fire or generating.
We need to work on that.
electricity,
Okay.
like, stuff like that. I mean, I feel like I would be very underprepared for a zombie apocalypse. With the exception of shooting, pretty like I said, I'm confident on that, but not on the ability to go like bust into Dick's Sporting Goods with the other zombies to get more ammunition.
Right.
Like that would be my end. So if it were up to me, how I would handle a zombie situation is I would have to be on some sort of like tower or something at the very top, so that way the zombies can't like get up, and then I would like cut off access to the stairs or something like that, and then like have my own like socialist.
Steven's gonna be the water tower sniper. That's what he's gonna find a water tower, and that's where he's
Yeah,
gonna
why
be
not?
hanging out.
Yeah, I mean, I actually just bought a 48 pack of Pop-Tarts today, so I'll just live on those. You know,
And they last for a long time.
I mean,
They sure
forever.
do.
Those would be good. Some end of days kind of Pop Tarts or the end of days kind of foods you want.
And it's the two
And
best,
Twinkies.
It's the two best flavors. It's s'mores / chocolate fudge.
Oh, those are
So
good.
I'm set for at least 48 Pop-Tarts. So I'll be good until I need to restock. But then of course I would welcome people to my community. It'd be like a socialist utopia of sorts. But if it were just me on my own, I'd give myself a week's top. A week top.
A week.
Yeah.
I think that's what scares me more than the zombies is the people, like
Yeah.
the other people.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Especially like
dude.
during COVID, people would
Oh my
like stab, like
gosh.
would fight people over toilet paper, but then God forbid,
Dude.
like in an actual survival situation.
It's like we weren't even running out like that. It's like imagine if
literally.
we were.
Yeah.
Right.
People would it would be over.
I forgot
Like,
about the toilet paper crisis.
dude,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, things
Gosh.
that I have blocked in my memory
Yeah.
of the stupidity of
Just
the
like
world.
Flubber and Inspector Gadget.
Yes, 100%. Okay, so my family also is big Walking Dead fans, so this is where this originated. So I don't know for those that you don't for those of you who do not know, my family actually lives in Iowa, and my brother and Alexis now live in Florida, and then Matt and I are here in Oklahoma. My grandpa, whatever. So our plan.
Your grandpa. I mean, your grandpa. Whatever. Is that his name?
Well, my grandpa lives in Oklahoma.
I know you just said my grandpa. Whatever. So
Oh,
it's just
well,
funny.
my
It's
grandpa
like-
lives in Oklahoma too. So
sorry.
the original plan was that we all meet at Pop's house in Tahlequah.
Okay.
So no matter where we're at, we drive to Pop's house. Once everybody is at Pop's house, then we go and we go find somewhere in the middle of nowhere and stock up, and that's where we're gonna be living. So the plan is that we drive to Pop's house. Mom and Dad will drive 10 hours to Pop's house. Logan and Lex, they make their way to Pop's house. Nobody leaves Pop's house until we are all there.
Okay.
And then
So,
once we
No
get
person
there,
left behind. I do like that. I
then
like that.
we go and we dominate an area, and then that's our area that we will survive in.
You know who you'll run into though, who I think would pose a problem.
Who?
Our former boss, who was a doomsday prepper.
No, he has his little shed in the forest.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Okay, that's
Remember?
right. That's right.
So we will never run into him
'Cause
because
I
he's
think-
just going to be over there in
Because I
Tahlequah.
think Kyle would be a formidable opponent in a zombie apocalypse.
100%.
Okay, so Kyle, if you're listening, shout out to your survival skills because
Yes.
because I thought that would have put an end to the Winford family.
But he,
Yeah.
you know, he's pretty friendly, so he might actually help us out with fires and stuff. But my dad is very handy, so
Okay.
I would just like to let you guys know that we are gonna survive because we're gonna be together, and then you'll never find us again because we're gonna be hiding.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna be
believe
hiding
it.
forever.
Yeah. I'll be food for. a
So what's
zombie.
even funnier is when the pandemic happened, this got brought up again. Like Logan was like, "Remember, we're meeting at Pop's house."
Oh my gosh.
We were on a Google Duo with all of our family, like me, Logan, Mom, Dad. He goes, "Remember, Pop's house," and Mom was like, "Pop's house." like
Nice.
we
That's
all
how it
know
felt,
that we're
though.
going.
Yeah, that
like,
kind of is.
I was
Yeah.
it is how it felt. Like we better be ready.
I know. I was like, man, we may not make it.
No, we might not. Yeah. Well, that's a good point because you brought up the whole like everybody else, and it's like, yeah, if we couldn't, if people can't even wear a mask, if people
No.
were causing an uproar over that, imagine. Oh God.
Yeah, but I think that this is about to sound real morbid, so just be prepared.
Let's go.
In zombie apocalypse time, if you're an idiot, like, sorry, I'm gonna shoot you for dinner. Like, if you're not gonna give me any, like, if you're not surviving or you're endangering myself or my family, then
Yeah.
you're gonna be the first one I eat for dinner.
Well, see, the weird thing with
you're not
that
worth it.
No.
the weird thing with that is like I like to flatter myself and consider myself as a smart person. I'm very book smart, but then it's like when it comes to like applicable survival skills, that's what's gonna do me. You know?
Yeah, we got to work on that.
Yeah, we might. I don't
Because
know.
somebody else is going to hack you off because you're going to be like,
Yeah.
you can't start a fire. You're
Hey,
useless. Bye.
If that's the way I go, that's the way
We're
I go.
going to eat your arm first.
Oh my gosh, that'd
What
be
about
morbid.
what about the animals? Is there no animals
Oh my
out there?
gosh.
Can we not eat the animals first?
Yeah.
Before we take out
Yeah,
Steven?
people. Yeah. Before Steven at
Yeah,
least.
but-
Yeah.
Well, okay. What are you going to do? Are you going to
Can we, like,
are
find
you
a
going to
deer? Or,
are
like-
you going to eat Karen who has put you in danger? Or are you going to eat Hogan?
I would never eat Hogan. Yeah.
See
Well,
what
I'm
I
not
mean?
talking about pets.
No,
I mean,
but-
there's birds.
You
There's
said
ducks.
animals.
Yeah, but I mean,
but he said Steven, Karen.
Yeah.
If there's like a legitimate Karen out there
Yeah, I
who's,
mean-
who's trying to speak to the zombie manager, then I don't care. We're talking about me, your friend. You know?
this
yeah,
is your partner
okay.
in this show, and
I
you were
would've-
just ready to eat
No,
him.
I won't eat Steven.
No,
I don't know about that anymore.
As a last resort, maybe.
I'll
It
accept.
sounded-
I'll accept last
But I
resort.
would
But
like
you
to-
sounded pretty
I
eager.
want to let you know that I'm gonna probably eat your dogs before I eat you.
Well, okay. Well,
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
meet me at the Socialist Utopia. Yeah, right. Okay. Hogan and Austin will be there. Oh well. So anyway, now that we figured out that Lydia would literally cannibalize me without a second thought,
ready to kill.
yeah, I'm glad you're in
I
the
guess
middle,
that
Young
sounded
Trunkz.
out.
Yeah,
I
thank
guess
you.
that sounded
I
way
know.
worse than I thought it did until you repeated it, and now I'm like, oh well, I guess I did say it like that, huh?
You kind of did, yeah.
Yikes! Don't mess with me in a zombie apocalypse,
I
guys.
mean, yeah.
Well, good thing it won't ever happen. So anyway,
Fingers crossed.
Well, you didn't think this world that we live in would happen,
know.
but here we are.
no, but I mean, I don't know. Anyway,
Anything can happen at this point.
yeah,
Honestly,
whatever.
I wouldn't even be
No,
surprised.
I'd be like, oh, here we go.
Here we go.
2020.
So finally, my Lord Robinson, also our executive producer from the Discord, wants to know, really good question, how has COVID affected your mental health? And I guess I can go ahead and start with this.
Steven loves a good mental health question.
I'm kind of open about my mental health issues. So as somebody who has depression and anxiety, I am super proud of myself the way I've handled this.
Yes.
I mean, there are days where it's rough, but how it's affected me is I've kind of taken this time to like reflect on like bad coping mechanisms. Like, for example, I'm a really bad stress eater. So like throughout this, I'd be thinking to myself like, man, like Whataburger sounds freaking great right now, but you know
Always
what?
does.
Yeah, but probably shouldn't do it. So I've kind of taken this time to like kind of like reflect and like work on stuff like that. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say it's been like a walk in the park, but I've tried to turn it into a positive thing for my mental health. So that's kind of what I would say about it. Yeah.
You can go, Yung Trunkz, if
Yeah,
you want to
I'm
answer.
kind of on that same tip, honestly, like, because I have a lot of health anxiety already, like, just not even without the pandemic. Like, I'm already, like, worried about every
People are
little
gross,
thing.
dude.
And, I mean, yeah, so it's like, I feel like in that way, like, it's just heightened on 10 at all times. And, but I will say in the same breath, it's like having, like, the support system at home with me and Alexis, it's like, I have those days where I just fall, you know what I mean? And then and she helps me get back up and, kind of be strong. Like, I feel like I'm also proud of the way that I've handled it. And like you, it's like I said before, it's kind of shown what our weaknesses are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we've really got to look at the big picture within ourselves, as far as that, and like, really tried to build on that, and just like home life in general. It's like, I mean, I've worked on my home more than I ever did before, you know what I mean? And like, I actually enjoyed and appreciated my home, and the things that we do. So it's like, there's kind of like a double-edged sword.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'm trying to figure out a way to explain this.
Well, I was going to say, if you were going to say nothing, I was like, well, you did default to eating me. So,
Yeah.
I mean, so obviously there's something.
So
Yeah.
I think that this whole situation hasn't really affected my mental health because I have always been one to kind of just go with the flow. Like, nothing really has ever bothered me. I don't know if mental health I don't know if stress is a part of mental health, but
100% it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
just validating you. Sorry.
yeah, so I think that I don't really get stressed out over anything until it affects like the people immediately surrounding me. Like, if this were just to affect me, I'd be like, okay, well, who cares,
Right.
Because that's just how I am as a person. But as soon as it was like something that could hurt my grandparents or my mom or somebody like that, then that's when my stress level went up, and that I've like had such bad acne. So I don't have like, that's the way my body expresses stress, is like I have acne, and so it's very unfortunate. But I would like to say that the I'm gonna try to say this so I don't, like, in a way that I can't get fired. So
Well, I don't know. You did say you would eat me.
okay, nobody's gonna fire me over that. That's just an opinion.
I am not going to let that go. Just a side note.
So when we went into quarantine after spring break, that was like the best 8 weeks of my whole entire life. I was running every day. I got to run during lunch every day. I was eating healthy. Like, for my mental health, quarantine was probably the best thing that's ever happened to me, working from home. And then as soon as I had to go back to work is when my acne started. And that's when I got stressed, because I was like, well, now if somebody comes to my office, now I'm going to get sick, and then I'm going to give it to Matt, and then Matt's going to get sick, and then, it's like a whole like train wreck. So then that's where my mental health goes, is like, I don't really care if I get sick, but as soon as I have to, like, what if I give it to somebody else and then they get sick and die? Like, that's where my stress level goes. So COVID was really great for me in the beginning, because I was like, heck yeah, I'm working at home.
Right.
I'm eating healthy. I got my smoothies. I'm running. I was like super great. And now that we're back to like trying to be normal life when it's like worse than it was when we were in quarantine,
so much
that's
worse.
the part that is really like stressful to me. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I'm at with that.
It is
Good,
scary.
great question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is scary, but thankfully, most of the people that we're close to are all smart and listen to science.
Yeah.
So that's at least, somewhat reassuring. So yeah, thank you for those questions, Team Stevia. We will open this
that
up
was fun.
again. Yeah, and then we will have Outline and Color answer the ones for next week, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
So I think that about does it for this episode. Young Trunkz, thank you again so much for
thank you.
coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. You are literally always welcome. Thank you for the sneak preview of the new song. And we're so excited to listen to the album. But of course, you can follow us on all social media platforms with the handle @The Stevia Show. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast on whichever podcast app that you listen to. If you're on YouTube, just search for The Stevia Show and subscribe with the notification button, and be sure to smash the bell icon.
Make sure
Yes. I
check
changed it from
out-
last time. I did.
to check out our streams. We stream at least twice a week. Stream schedules are posted on all platforms monthly, and our Instagram weekly. Anchor producers are able to join multiplayer streams and in-game chat.
Yes. I'm just gonna have it doesn't feel right me saying the next part. So
Is that me?
Yeah, that's you. Yeah.
Also, we would like to thank our Anchor producers for their continued support. You can support us for as little as 99 cents a month and receive exclusive Discord roles and bonus episodes every month.
Yes. So the one for this month is actually about QAnon, which Young Trunkz is going to join us on that. So we're super excited about that. And that was released this past weekend. And we also have merch available through our links in our bio and show notes. So whenever you visit us online, check out our link tree and be sure to click on merch, and we ship nationwide as well. So we will basically get it sent to you. We do have magnets now, so if you would like one of those, let us know.
I need to ask my mom.
Yeah, how many needs.
Magnets she wants, because she called me. Steven,
Yeah.
did I tell you they called me and told me, and they were like, "Oh, we watched the show and we want magnets."
Nice.
I know that. Yeah, I forgot that we're still. Yeah, we haven't even said bye. But anyways,
No worries. Yeah. Awesome. So we will ship it out to you. But I think that about does it for episode 89. Be sure to check out episode 90 with Outline and Color. But again, thank you so much to Young Trunkz for being on. But for now, this is Steven.
This is Young Trunkz.
this is Lydia.
And we will see you all later.
Bye.
Bye.